Hi. Good. You want to sit down and have a chat about something? It could be about those topics or whatever. Want to? Sure.
If that's okay.
Sure. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. This is interesting.
Thanks.
Cool.
Is that too close?
That's fine.
Probably.
I'm not too worried about it.
There we go. How are you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. What's your first name?
Sam.
Sam? Cool.
What's your name?
My name is Reed.
Reed. I like what you're doing here.
Thank you.
It's cool.
Appreciate it. I'll get my notes here. So, do you come to the park often?
I'd say so. Yeah, maybe like once every 2 weeks. That's kind of often.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, nice weather. Hopefully it's getting a little cooler now.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's really nice. And I want to explain what I'm doing here. I'm trying to practice this way of having conversations called street epistemology. Have you heard of that?
Interesting. No, I have not.
It's a way of having conversations that's more where I'm in the role of asking questions to try to understand you, to help you reflect on what you believe and why. And then if you're up for it, can continue the conversation and potentially figure out if we know those reasons are good reasons or not. Challenge with more questions in some way.
Sounds good. What'd you say it was called?
Street epistemology.
Oh, street epistemology. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, would you like to do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Any time limits or anything?
Do I have time limits?
Yeah.
No, I can't even watch the Raider game. It's not showing, so
Okay. So you're free?
I'm free.
Excuse me. All right. So did you see a few of the topics over there, or what did you want
Yes,
to talk
I
about?
did. I mean, either one of those topics seems worthy.
Yeah. Want to put on headphones? It's a little easier to hear ourselves.
Yeah. Cool. Technology. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I see
Real
what you're talking
podcast
about.
setup, and just
Whoa.
speak as close as you can there, so you can really hear your voice. It's nice.
Nice.
All right, Sam. So what's a good question to focus on over there?
What were they again?
What were they? I don't even remember. What's the biggest problem no one is talking about?
Oh, that's a good one right there.
And what is true that's not allowed to be said?
Oh, that's a good one right there, too. Oh, that's it. The biggest problem nobody is talking about. I want to, right off the bat, I want to say the meat industry.
The meat industry.
Yeah.
Industrial meat industry is like, what do you mean by that?
Remind me of the question again.
What's the biggest problem no one is talking about? Is there a problem with the meat industry?
Oh, right. Yes. So, the problem is the ugly side of how it all comes to be, right? But nobody seems to care because of how good it tastes. You know, it seems like pleasure is what matters more than anything else in these days. And everybody seems to want to ignore the humane side of it just because of the pleasure that comes from food and things that taste good. You know, I admit, you know, it's good. Cheese is good, meat is good, but and that just blinds people, I guess.
Yeah. What's the problem about it? I may have some assumptions, but could you spell it out exactly what the problem about it is?
There's a few different problems that comes with that. For me, the main thing I noticed right away was my health when I made the switch. So to me, that is more important than anything, right? I guess in the world of we're living in, right, you gotta help yourself before you can help others, right? And so
You made the switch. What do you mean?
Essentially getting rid of animal products in my diet.
No animal products. You switch from eating or consuming animal products to not doing that.
Yes.
Okay. And you see that as alleviating the problem of the meat industry, and what exactly is that problem? Just to be clear.
Specific problem actually is just the fact that we are disillusioned to think that, you know, we need this in our diet, when in reality we do not need it at all. And it just becomes very clear when you try it, you know. But that's the weird thing about it, is that it's not as known for some reason. Like, there's way too many people that consider that okay, but I guess it's just because I guess it's just probably because in the end of the day, not too many people care about their health.
Whose health?
Their own health, I should say.
Oh, their own health.
Their own health. So I guess that's the issue. Nobody cares about their own health. I wouldn't say nobody.
So what I'm hearing you say is the meat industry is not good for human health?
Precisely.
And the current problem we're not talking about today is the detriment of people's health due to the meat industry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the bigger picture of human health, there is a lot of problems there when it comes to diseases that are taking a toll on humanity, like diabetes and stuff like that. And in reality, all of that can be prevented by eating right.
Mm-hmm. Is that the biggest problem with the meat industry? Human health?
I guess it depends on your values, right? Mm-hmm. For me, that was what mattered most. To be honest, I'm gonna be upfront with you. I didn't do it for the animals. I am a nice guy, but I am not a saint, you know. And I guess that it just depends, on different people's values. And my values have to do with, my longevity.
Okay. I'm glad I clarified that, because that was what I assumed is the reason why there's a problem with the meat industry, is the health of or the well-being of the animals. Yeah. And what I'm hearing you say, it's human health that's the big problem. Consuming animal products causes problems with human health.
Correct. Yes. So it is both sides of the coin for sure. It just depends on what you care about more. But both are very, very big problems. And actually both affect us directly. Damn, I just swallowed a fly. Literally.
Oh, geez.
It went right in there.
There's some water if you want to eat some.
No, it's cool. I didn't have breakfast, so that's good. Protein.
Damn, animal products just coming in. That's such
oh my God.
Yeah, it's an example, right?
Wow. I lost my train of thought, but yeah, animal products.
Okay, so what's a good question to focus on for this conversation? What I'm hearing you say is something like we should focus on, is consuming animal products healthy?
That is a great question. I even think about it sometimes is, can you consider animal products food?
Yeah.
And that's where my mind thinks now, and that's why it makes it so easy for me to make these decisions, which was really actually something I would have never ever imagined, being Mexican and having so much love for my people's food, which is phenomenal, I admit.
Chicken and beef tacos.
Oh my God, I love it. But I haven't actually had an urge to have them because of my new way of thinking, where I'm like looking at that and I'm like, is that even food anymore compared to what I used to feel like on a daily basis? That's the biggest thing, is on a daily basis, you would feel a certain way and it'd become your baseline. It would become what you're used to, right? And then you begin living a healthier lifestyle and this baseline changes and you become much more in my particular sense, energetic. Energetic is probably the biggest one, to be honest. Energetic. I can't sleep in anymore. It's different, it's different. When you realize, when you put the pieces together, you look at that and you're like, do I really want to live like that again? Do I really want to be sluggish, feel heavy, be tired? And it just makes it easy answer is animal products food. And to me, in my mind, I think of it as, no, it's not food anymore. It's byproduct, It's the remains of what the animal actually ate to keep themselves nutritious. And it's interesting, but...
All right, want to focus on this question to talk about that for a little bit? is consuming animal products healthy for humans? Want to talk about that?
It'll keep you alive. That's one thing.
Okay.
That's true.
Just to make sure, we want to talk about this question. This is the main question we're talking about. Okay.
This one here, sure.
Yeah, I want to. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Seems right.
It's-
All right, I've got a little confidence scale. If all the way to the right, black is absolutely yes, consuming animal products is healthy, or not sure, or absolutely no, it is not healthy. Where's your current confidence about that on your scale? You can move it if you want.
I believe, yes, consuming animal products can be very healthy, depending on where your baseline is, right? So if you're used to eating animal products your entire time and you manage your diet to where you are essentially eating healthy to where, you're getting the goals that you would like to accomplish, I lost my train of thought there.
We were talking about what are some problems people are not talking about today, and you brought up the meat industry, and you're saying the problem is people's health because they're consuming animal products?
Oh, yeah, the baseline of healthy. Yes, I believe that you can live a healthy lifestyle with animal products, and that determines the baseline, right? Or that doesn't determine the baseline, sorry, but...
I'm going to clarify, if consuming animal products can be healthy easily, is there a problem then with the meat industry?
In regards to that particular subject, no.
Okay. So there's not a problem with the meat industry?
Not when it comes to health.
What
of
is the problem
people.
with the meat industry then? Why'd you bring it up?
Well, the reason I brought it up because the bigger picture, like I was just looking at what brought me into, thinking about it in the first place was health, but the bigger picture is the planet in the end of the day.
Oh.
That's the problem. So in the end of the day, people can be healthy eating animal products. But you can be so much more healthier not eating animal products. And the only way you'll know is by trying. Because there's a lot of athletes in this world that live off of animal products and they do just fine. They perform very, very well. They have, godlike physiques and everything is fine. But that's their baseline. I guarantee you if they went to a plant-based diet, that would shoot way up. And that is actually a very, very competitive edge that some people that are actually aware of these benefits. And I bet you a lot of people do it secretly just because it's still so new that in the athletic side of things that it is an athletic advantage, a competitive advantage right now that not everybody's taking advantage of. But I guarantee you that if they would, then what people thought was healthy is not going to be as healthy anymore based off, the new baseline and experience.
Okay.
Just because we're so used to animal products, like that's just what we all grew up with. In the end of the day, that's what we're used to.
So what I'm hearing you say is the main problem with the meat industry is that it is not environmentally sustainable?
In the end of the day, that is the main problem because, we are not looking at the bigger picture and damaging more than benefiting with that.
And this relates to the problem of climate change in general, or something else?
Yes, I think so. I mean, to be specific with the way it affects the planet, there are a lot of different things. A lot of people say a lot of different things. You get these sources. It goes with the same with diet, everybody has something to say, and for the most part, you're not even really sure don't want to eat another one again. For the most part, you're not really sure who to believe, but what you do see or what you can believe is, what you experience in the end of the day. And I do see the climate change definitely affecting this planet. Specifically, I grew up in the Napa Valley, and that was a good 20-something years I spent there. I never ever had the issue of, having the power cut off because of high winds and high heat and the risk of fire. Never had we had to worry about evacuating on a regular basis. It was just normal life. And all of a sudden, maybe 5-ish years ago, everything changed, and now summers can be scary. Last year was a very, very scary thing, Anyway, the point is, it's just right in front of your eyes. You can see what's real and what's really changing, and you can see that there is something changing in this planet. Yeah, climate change is absolutely real, and I know that for a fact just because of what I see.
So the original question was, what are some problems that we're not talking about? I assume climate change is something that is very much talked about, but one solution for climate change is something to do with the meat industry,
which we ignore.
We ignore this potential solution for climate change with the consumption of meat.
Because of pleasure.
Because of pleasure. So the claim is that if the humanity stopped consuming meat, that would significantly reduce the risk of climate change?
So they say.
Okay.
I believe it.
Okay.
Myself, I do believe it.
What's the link between consuming meat and climate change?
Well, I'm no scientist, I'll start by saying that, so I wouldn't want to give that answer specifically just because I don't think I'm qualified to be honest. I like to speak from experience, but yeah.
Okay. Even just broadly, what causes climate change, and how does animal products in the meat industry relate to what causes climate change?
Well, one thing that makes sense to me, and I'll just speak off what I heard from someone else, or not someone else, but a source, to be specific. This one was a documentary called, what was it called? I think Seaspiracy, yeah, it was called, and it was a scary film, not gonna lie, because of
Seaspiracy?
Yeah, Seaspiracy. I do believe that's what it's called. But one thing it brings into light is the effects of how we are destroying our oceans, and that makes a lot of sense. How the fishing industry definitely. They explained a situation where they fish and they essentially drop this giant net and drag it all across the sea floor, which would be essentially like the equivalence of pretty much mowing down rainforest. And that sea floor is very, very crucial to the planet's health.
Okay.
But we're just destroying it on a massive, massive scale, according to this film.
Okay. All right. So that's one big problem we're not talking about, is the excesses of the fishing industry.
Yeah, that seems like a problem.
Which is part of the meat industry, because fish are meat. All right.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Well, there's lots to potentially focus on here. There's that claim about the fishing industry, and it relates to climate change in general, or other meat industries and how it relates to climate change. Whatever you want to talk about, or do you want to wrap it up here?
Well, I can wrap it up because I don't have, and I never actually really collected too much information as far as how this affected the climate change, because like I said before, the reason I became plant-based in the first place was because of health, and as a closing statement, I would like to say that it's worth a try just to see how amazing you would feel, because I did it right before a competitive event. It was actually a culminating event to a major training I was a part of in the military, and I was actually very nervous. I was very nervous about this event because the previous event, I was actually falling behind, and I was like nervous because I was like, I've never fallen behind before. Like, this is really weird. And I'm a very, very competitive guy, and I did not like that at all. It was really upsetting, and I had to do something about it. So I did some research, and I realized, that the way I was eating would be the best solution to fuel myself and be better. And so I recommend a movie called Game Changers for all you athletes out there to get a competitive edge. And check it out, give it a try, because I did it. I looked like a fool in the military, not gonna lie, just taking the ham and cheese out of my sandwich. I looked ridiculous. But in the end of the day, I was the one laughing because I literally, I was the only one that actually completed the event the way it was supposed to be done. To be specific, it was a 20K hike with about 85 to 90 pound bag and a 240, which weighed about 30 pounds extra.
Wow.
And I was the only one that held the gun the entire time without dropping it, and I was shocked because I actually was so nervous that I just didn't want to fall back. So I told myself, if I need to drop the gun, I'm gonna drop the gun and swallow my pride and just survive. Like, I don't want to look, like excuse my language. Can I? No?
Sure.
I don't want to look like a bitch, So I definitely didn't want to, overwork myself. But it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was crazy how. First 5K, I was not even tired at all. I was like just still floating with the gun, and I was like, this is amazing. Next 5K, let's go. And by this time, everybody's already swapping out the gun. Like, 31 relief is what they would scream, and then you'd swap and take turns with the gun. And I was still like, wow, you guys are tired already? I'm not tired at all, like at all. And then the next 5K, everybody, like, by this point, everybody's dying. And I was like over here, like, still walking on air. And me and another guy were the only ones that still haven't dropped the gun. And we were talking to each other, and he's like, yo, you gonna drop the gun or what? I'm like, I don't know, we made it this far, might as well just keep going. He's like, yeah, okay, let's keep going. And the last 5K, this is where actually I wasn't tired, but the weight of it all on my shoulders was beginning to get really, really heavy and painful.
Yeah.
Like actual pain. Like it was bad. I'm not even gonna lie. Like the last stretch, I really wanted to cry. And by the end of it, everybody was like, well, was I the only one that wanted to cry? And I was like, oh, thank God I was the only one. But at that point, I wanted to drop the gun, but I was like, there's no way. I can't drop the gun. Like, I'm the only one. Like, the other guy already dropped it. Like, I can't. I'm the only one. And I did it, and...
Dropped it how? Like, you're holding it where?
Like, drop it, like, pass it off to somebody else.
You just have to hold it, not have it fall on the ground? Or you're holding it up or
you're
something?
just on your shoulder back.
You have to hold it on your back the whole time?
Yeah, it's a big gun.
That's the only way it counts, is if it's there?
Well, I mean, you could hold it any other way, but to be honest, that's the easiest way. Yeah, any other way would just put too much strain on your arms.
Okay, so you were the only one who held the gun the entire time.
Yeah.
And you attribute your game-changing change in fitness due to switching from an animal product diet to a vegan diet?
Yes.
Is that the best way to say it?
Absolutely, without a doubt. Like, the last hike, we were hiking with a 50 cal, and I was falling behind, and I was like, I was so embarrassed. And this next hike, all I did was change the diet,
That's all you did?
That's all I did. And it was 1 week. 1 week notice.
Wait, you did a run, you changed your diet for a week, and then you did another run, and then, what? Really?
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
Huh.
And those are what the results are showing. Like, you could see this on the Game Changer movie as well, that it's immediate. Like, the moment you are, eating plants, like, that's the energy you use immediately. So the effect is right away.
Okay, I'll have to check that out for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth a shot. If anybody out there is like needs that little extra competitive edge, you know, you have a dream you want to pursue and you feel like you might not be able to make it, try plant-based. You know, you might be surprised. You really, really might be surprised. I definitely was, and so was the rest of my unit, because what I did that day was very impressive, and well, at least for that day specifically, considering the situation.
Gotcha, cool. So maybe if you see me again, we can just focus on the question, like, what's the best way to know whether a plant-based diet is suitable for most people?
Give it a try.
That's one way to tell. Okay, your
Yeah.
personal experience with it. Yeah.
I mean, that's the way to find the truth in the end of the day. Everybody talks. Everybody has their opinion.
Yeah.
You never know who to believe until you experience the truth.
Experience the truth with your own personal experience.
That's one way to do it.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thanks, Sam, for sitting down, chatting with me. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Hope to see you again. And I like to give one of these little puzzle pieces, squishy puzzle pieces, if you want one. They're little reminders of the conversation, and if you see me again, you can get another one and build out the whole set.
That's so cool. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
This is so cool. I'll take these off.
Yeah.
Wow, that was so cool.
Thanks.
Like, you could even hear the voices of other people too.
Yeah.
That was kind of why I lost my train of thought a couple times.
Yeah,
But thank you so much for having me. This was really cool.
No problem.
I'll take a card if I may.
Sure. I'll have a clip up later on my second YouTube channel.
Awesome.
If that's cool.
What was your name again?
Reed.
Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Real pleasure
Nice to meet you.
to meet you.
See ya.
Good luck.
Thanks.
I hope you enjoy.
I did. Mm-hmm.